This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 55.
The Big 5-5.
Big 5-5.
I can't drive 55.
Live, coming to you from
Back in the studio.
in Central California.
Yep.
What's up, everybody?
Good evening.
Thank you for being here, especially those of you who are listening live. That is super cool. If you're not listening live,
You're probably not missing much.
yeah, you're missing
No, we got
out.
some real treats though. Visuals coming
yeah,
up.
we got some
Yeah.
real.
There's definitely
in the pipe.
some.
Yeah.
There's definitely some visual treats. So just real quick, speaking of if you are here live, we're gonna switch these to once a month instead of every week, and there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, we are out of ideas.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, say it as it goes. Yeah.
We're starting to scrape the barrel, and we don't want this to suffer in quality, and we also don't want it to turn into like,
We don't want to burn ourselves out.
well, that too,
Yeah.
but we don't want to turn into like dorky ass topics
Right.
that are just like kind of.
If it ever gets to like, what car should I buy for this amount of money?
Yeah, you have this amount of money
We're
to
just
spend.
gonna end the podcast.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that. So we want to keep it.
Although I'm gonna fucking talk about something a lot like
I mean,
that in a
that's
few
fi-
minutes here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But so what we're going to try to do is keep it as high quality as possible and just do the first Sunday of every month at 6 p.m. and all of them will be live. So they will come out the first Monday of every month. The podcast will be, and then that Sunday, 6 p.m. will be live. So from here on out, first Sunday of every month, 6 p.m. live, and then posted for everyone else.
And I think, well,
following
hopefully
Monday.
with that new schedule, we'll make each episode a little longer than we have been going. That's the
yeah.
hope. We should have theoretically more to talk about.
Yeah, we're thinking more content, higher quality, and ultimately we had originally said that it's not affecting our ability to make videos, and it kind of is a little bit.
Yeah.
Most just because of the work involved with
yeah.
setting it up.
So that's where we're at now. So shuffling things around a little bit.
Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. Anyways, with that said, thank you for being here. Special hello to our patrons. I see some of them here live, which is super cool.
What's up, Ben?
What's up, Ben? If you are interested in becoming a patron, if you like the work we do and the podcast, you can Google Carver's Patreon, or there's a link in the description below. Come hang out with other cool patrons, shoot the shit, that kind of stuff. Another update is the Monterey video. We had said we wanted to get it done in September.
We came close.
Yeah, we came pretty close. We just finished filming some the remaining like filler bits that we needed, and I am confident in saying that it will probably come out a week from tomorrow.
More than likely.
There's a very good chance of that happening. I just don't like ever guaranteeing something. Especially with,
wink, wink.
Yeah, we're not the
our-
men's warehouse over here.
yeah, especially with our track record. But there's a pretty good chance of that happening. So look for the Monterey video. Actually, I guess what'll happen is it'll come out for the Kickstarters next Monday.
Yeah.
So it's an early release if you're a Kickstarter, or let's just say a patron.
Right.
Patrons and Kickstarters will have access to it next week, and then a week after that,
We'll have a separate,
Yeah.
a public version.
we'll
I
have
guess.
the public version for everyone. So
Yeah,
so
we
look
ended
out
up.
for that.
We went into it thinking we were going to have a lot to talk about, and we actually ended up with more, I would say.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to. It's all interesting, but we're going to try to trim it down to kind of the basics for
Yeah.
the normal version.
Yeah, it's pretty solid though. I think it's going to be entertaining. I also suspect this is going to be approachable by a pretty wide audience.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah, I think we achieved that. I think this will be enjoyable for like you sit down with your girlfriend or wife and like drag them into watching it or something.
I'm sure
you know?
a couple of girlfriends or wives are watching this right now. Probably.
Yeah.
What's up,
But
Tina, Leslie, Kevin,
yeah, what's going on?
whatever they may need.
Yeah, I think we are achieving that as it's coming together. So be on the lookout for that. It is it's looking good on our end, and I can tell when I'm excited about a video before it launches. It's usually like a good sign.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be enjoyable. Okay, I think that is all the upfront shit that I have.
I think so.
Right? Yeah. Okay, got that out of the way.
Sweet.
So, big news.
not particularly. So, about a year after I got it, I just sold my Honda Civic Type R, which I still think is probably one of the best all-around cars you can get. Really,
Agreed.
as in terms of new cars, and I still really fucking like it. But I don't know. I kind of just decided I wasn't driving it a whole lot, and I kind of felt bad, like carrying my 2-year-old son around it and him spilling goldfish and shit all over it.
Really?
The times I mean, I shouldn't have cared, but I don't know. It's just like,
But it does happen.
it's like the most
Yeah.
expensive car I've owned.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Right.
like, ooh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I don't know. I thought about it a while, and I think what I'm going to do is just have like a dedicated, fun / track whatever weekend car
Yeah.
to mess around with, and then something a little bit cheaper just to drive around town in.
Putt
Instead
around
of
town.
trying
Yeah.
to instead of trying to get them both done. Thank you
Plus-
for that, Francisco.
Plus, let's
Yep.
be honest, the new car bug was biting you hard. Right?
Yeah, not new as a new. But
Right, but yeah, just
different.
I
new
mean,
experience.
I think
Different.
Yeah.
fortunately that car held its value so well that I didn't really lose a whole lot owning
Yeah.
it for a year.
Right, yeah. Plus, you were one of the rare people that got it close to MSRP.
Right.
Like you
So,
didn't pay 10
Yeah,
grand
so,
over.
no. So I didn't
Right.
like take a bath or anything.
Right.
And I took it to a couple track days, destroyed a set of tires on it. So
Yeah.
I think I got the experience. I mean, maybe later I'll pick one up if they actually depreciate
Go
enough
down.
where,
Yeah.
although I have a feeling they might not.
No.
Unlike that
Yeah.
Integra
Unless they
Type R.
like
I
come
don't-
out with some new one that's way better.
They would have to replace it with something much better.
Yeah.
But my suspicion is those cars are always going to feel overpriced.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like Evos are already.
Yeah.
Right.
Have kind of always been like that.
Yeah,
They've never
rising.
really like, oh, you can get an Evo dirt cheap.
Yeah, like finally.
Right.
And there's a bunch of good ones.
Right.
Never been abused.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out in the future. But,
Yeah. You had your fun.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. But yeah, so I've been looking, at least for the time being, looking for the one part of the equation, which is just the cheaper car to drive around. I don't want to get like a Camry or it's just a shit box.
Something mediocre. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I mean like something sort of fun or interesting, but not
Sure.
terribly expensive. I've kind of gone back and forth between a few different options. Either like a cheaper, just normal car, or sometimes like just a total fucking beater. I
Right.
don't really want to drive like
A Civic
an
HX.
actual, yeah, I don't want to drive like an actual shitbox.
A 98
Yeah.
Civic
Um,
HX.
And then with as cheap as electric cars are, I've even looked into that. Maybe just leasing another,
Yeah.
e-Golf or something for the time being. And I was doing some research the other day, and it turns out at the moment there's actually some crazy fucking lease deals on the BMW i3, which if you don't know, is they're kind of like funky looking, like little boxy,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a neat car. It's rear wheel drive.
Bring up an i3, John.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll get on this.
It's got like
Come on.
it's got the suicide doors, and the range like isn't as good as a Tesla, but for just driving around town, it's probably perfect.
Well, the range on the new ones
It's
is
like 150. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
that's actually the one weird thing about electric cars is people are like, this thing's gonna need 250 miles of range, like minimum. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. You can fucking figure out how many miles you need to go, and I don't think most people have one as their only car, anyways. So
Yeah.
it's kind of mute at that point. You're just paying for a bunch of battery capacity that you're not going to use.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird part about an electric car with a huge battery is, on the one hand, it is nice. It's like I want. I mean, we'll get back to this, but it's like you were looking at these and I was like, damn, I kind of want one too. It's like I truly need my car to be able to do 200 miles,
Right.
Like once a month or something,
Right.
and it's kind of a deal breaker for me if it can't.
Yeah, or even every other weekend. Or whatever.
Yeah. But it is kind of a
But
funny
even then, you
thing.
wouldn't just have like a Chevy Bolt as your only car. And like this is how I do. Like anywhere I
Yeah.
go, I need to worry about charging this.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people don't really think about that part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because if you have a car with a huge battery, it's kind of a waste. It's not the same as a big gas tank. It's like, who gives a shit?
Right.
Right.
You know, but it's
You'll
like,
use it eventually. Yeah.
yeah, if you have an
Well,
electric car
it's
with
not
a
like
big
a car
battery,
with a big gas tank is more expensive.
yeah,
than one with a small
drastically
gas
more
tank. Yeah.
expensive. Yeah. So, and
Although i3s are expensive,
Right.
MSRP wise, but I assume because of the range,
Yeah.
And because I guess it's a slightly older
Yeah.
design, like they're discounting the shit out of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
New ones. And the biggest thing is I guess BMW does this a lot where they have like a loyalty rebate or discount.
Mm-hmm.
And on the i3 right now, from what I could tell, you get $3,000 off, the price of a lease, which is, 10 or 12 grand for a 3-year
Right.
lease minus, it's like, $100-$150 a month.
Yeah.
If you have, apparently all you need to do is just have a BMW.
Vehicle.
Yeah. With, the registration with your name.
Yeah. Either a car or motorcycle.
Yeah. Apparently, I think motorcycle works. I think even minis work.
Dang.
But no restrictions on length of ownership.
Yeah.
No restrictions on length or year.
Or if it runs or
if it
starts.
runs or anything. So
Condition.
apparently people have, to get this discount, they've, bought a, as cheap BMW as you can find.
Right.
Registered it and then, junked it or sold it or whatever and got most of their money back.
Which is what you've been trying to do for the past week.
I didn't commit myself to do it, but
Right.
I
Even
dipped my toes in the water. I was like,
He dabbled.
I was like, should I actually try this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this led me over the past week or so, I would say. I've been pretty actively checking out the local, Facebook classifieds, Craigslist for cheap BMWs. And let me just say this leads you to some pretty dark places when you're...
Should we dive right in?
Yeah, when you're not just looking at, old German, aged, worn-out luxury cars, but ones that are
Purposely
the cheapest.
cheap as possible.
I put a filter of like $2,000 or under, like starting.
Right. This is one of the nicer ones on the screen right now.
This is like the kind of
the cream of the crop.
It's an 04 6 Series convertible with 150,000 miles, $5,500.
Yeah.
So,
how much brand new is that car? You think?
I'm gonna look it up.
God only knows.
60 or 70?
I would say at least.
That's a V8, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it. I think they can be a V8, right? Or all
Isn't
of them
that one?
V8s.
That kind of looks like a V8, bro.
I don't know if that's like a 645 or 650.
It has to be like a V8 at the least.
Probably, right? Yeah.
76 grand
Dang.
in 2004.
That's a deal right
You're getting
there.
out $5,500.
Yeah.
If that thing was a fucking Toyota Tacoma, it would be worth like 14 grand.
Yeah.
It's a BMW 6 Series. So it's not.
Well, even my 2007 STI is at least worth like 12.
So 103,000 in today's dollars with inflation for the
Jeez.
base. That's
Yeah.
entry.
Yeah.
Base.
I
entry
know
price.
we did talk about this a while back.
We've
about
dabbled.
The 7 Series, just like how fucking cheap they are.
Just any high-end car.
Specifically, I actually contacted some of these people, like potentially maybe trying to buy one of these cars, and oh god. So go to the description for this one. Just like when you filter in, it's like the descriptions on these cars. It's like someone buys the car cheap. I mean, I assume it's like they have a couple grand and you need a car, and you could buy a Corolla or a Tercel or a Hyundai or something
Yeah.
for the same price. Or they say like, oh, I could have a BMW,
Yeah.
and that would be pretty sweet. Like my friends would think I'm cool.
Right.
So most of these cars are not running, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's not like I took it to my mechanic and he said this, and I just decided to move on. It's like, so it doesn't start.
Right.
Like,
To repair these cars is like more expensive than it would be to buy them.
right.
Yeah.
And so like it sounds like people just sell them. So it's like I don't know what's wrong. It just struggles to accelerate
Yeah.
and overheats after 15 minutes.
Struggles to accelerate is probably one of the best descriptions. Of a
Yeah. And like
broken
most of them
car.
are not registered, and some of them particularly. Go back one more. That was was that the one that said? Oh yeah,
Yeah, go back one more. Did you just notice 5 Series hood?
Right. So a guy was selling an E46 3 Series, and including the description, one of the cons is it has a 5 Series hood on it.
Go back one more. Let's look at that.
Is
This
this-
doesn't make sense
This is
to
the
me.
photo of it. Yeah.
Like,
So it's like his
it
hood
fits
got
pretty well.
his hood got fucked up, and for some reason he didn't buy a 3 Series hood. He bought a 5 Series hood that's a different color.
I'm shocked how well that fits. I have
Yeah, I
to
mean it's
say.
got the same kind of general
Yeah, that's
shape.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
close.
It's got a bit of an overbite.
and apparently
to
it like latches and stuff. Wow, that's TBD. I
I'm at
guess.
least he listed it as a con instead of a pro though.
That's true.
Like,
The
it's
5
not an
Series hood,
upgrade. Yeah.
optional.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty sweet.
Yeah, so this is just like a little example of the stuff, and so it's just like
Yeah,
transmission went out.
transmission
like, well,
went out.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of it. Like I'm not gonna fix this.
Yeah.
Very
I
good
bet-
condition above it. Yeah, I don't think that's very good condition, bro.
And a lot of them are just like it needs minor work, like it overheats, and
Yeah.
the transmission is making a funny noise.
Sweet.
So yeah, and then this one, this might have been the worst. This was a 5 Series that I believe the entire car is plastered. $1,200 though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$1,200.
Drives it every
BMW
day.
530i.
Drives it every day.
180,000 miles, salvage title.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I like slipping in there like it's pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It still gets down the road.
which
all right.
which translates to like I regularly floor this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The engine is good. The tags expired last month.
Just a little minor thing, though.
Yeah. It leaks oil. It could just be from the bolt. Or it could be from
Yeah, any other thing that has oil in it.
Yeah, it could be from literally the simplest thing.
Okay, now let's
It's
get
probably
it.
nothing
Okay,
else.
it has a weird startup.
But it always
But
starts.
it always starts.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of a goofy startup.
You
Those
know,
Germans, they're a little quirky.
whatever weird. What does weird startup mean? We don't know.
Uh-huh.
Let's get this guy on the phone.
Okay, now moving to
That'd
the
be
exterior.
sweet.
Now we get
Yeah.
the paint is 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was fully covered in Plastidip.
Can I just say, like, have you ever seen anyone rate their own vehicle
Yeah.
in any category as a
1 out of 10.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I sort of appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
I do too, because really that's pretty accurate. But it's like, look, this couldn't be worse.
Uh-huh.
This is literally a 1
Like, if he
out of
thinks it's a 1 out of 10, do you think it's actually worse?
Yeah, like he thinks it's a 1 out of 10.
Right.
Like,
Okay, now moving on to the interior.
2 out of 10.
Okay, a
Getting
little bit
better.
It's twice as good. It's
Twice as good.
2 out of 10.
So if the exterior is completely plastidiped, I am kind of bummed you didn't save any shots of the interior. I would have liked to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had any interior shots, if I recall.
Damn. Like,
And-
what is the
and it-
what
and
is the better than 1?
And he,
on the
and he
interior?
closes it out with runs good if you need a car for school or work.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure he just said it didn't run so good. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it
okay,
always starts.
Okay, just leaks oil and has
just
a weird
leaks oil.
startup.
You just got to top it off every day, probably.
And the weird
Right?
startup.
And it's pretty quick. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it checks all my
I
boxes.
like how it never overheats is like a selling point.
Yeah. If once it starts. Yeah, it's also kind of funny. Like, if you need a car for literally what people use cars for,
This is not a good one.
school or work, it's
Beat to
like
shit BMW 5 Series with a salvage title and
Yeah.
180,000 miles.
$1,200, man.
I think the next one, though, is our favorite.
In a way, like these ads like depressed me so much that it almost made me kind of like back off the idea.
yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, oh, like some guy will just have like an old
Yeah,
E30
here's
chassis like in his backyard.
Still,
and-
it might be kind of fun too.
right. Like, yeah,
oh.
fix it up if you want.
Right.
Like, I didn't obviously expect like to buy a nice car.
I remember at one point you were even saying, like, maybe I could use, like, the E46 as a
Right,
track car.
right.
Or
Yeah,
something.
maybe
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
can kill two birds.
with one stone.
One
Is
stone.
there other ones I saved? I can't
It's not a
remember.
BMW. The last one
Oh,
is this
oh,
Mercedes
yeah.
S-Class.
I'm not sure how this. I think this just
Now
this
you're
kinda-
now
this-
you're just getting
Yeah. This might have been,
It's like
like,
greedy.
this might have
No,
been a similar item.
No, I think
Yeah.
this came up in like related searches
Right.
or something. Like,
Yeah.
are you
You
searching
might
for a
like-
shitty BMW? You might also like a shitty Mercedes.
Do you make bad financial decisions?
Yeah, so like as you can tell by the picture, this car is not.
Damn.
It's not on the up and up
It's seen better days.
mechanically.
Yeah.
It's on the
Uh,
down. We would
Yeah.
we could say.
Zoom in on that description again real quick so I can.
I can read it.
get
It
the
says
detail, okay.
it says the car runs good, just have lost key and need back air strut for left side.
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Losing the key is also a solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
losing the key.
And then selling it
Yeah.
I'd like
instead of just
to-
trying to get a new key.
Does that mean it's just stuck there?
I
Like,
guess
what
you
do we
just
do
can't
with it?
start it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, and then it says you have to tow it away. We'll also let it go though for a 2004 Range Rover transmission.
Ooh.
Hit me up in all caps.
He's
So if
giving
you
you
just happen to have
yeah.
this transmission
Yeah,
laying around.
if you have an 04 Range Rover tranny,
he's giving you a little vignette into his life. Okay, I also have
a broken 04
another
Range
beached
Rover.
whale,
Yeah.
just slightly out of frame. Fucking Range Rover. It's also kind of a dick move to not wait for your wife and kid to
to like get out of the photo.
get out of the
Yeah.
photo. I can't wait.
Well, I mean, at least the entire car's in the photo. That's the first time
That's
out of
true.
all the examples we've shown, the entire car has been in the photo.
Yeah, some of them are just like, did you even try to take the photos for this?
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how bad some of the photos are. It'll be like the front fender and like the shifter.
I like the aftermarket gills too, like on the front fender.
We should check these out. We should like live stream.
Yeah,
Going to check these
Yeah,
cars
we
out.
should do a live stream of
That sounds a
checking
little
these. Yeah.
I think these might take you into some of the little more seedier areas of.
Right.
This guy has a Benz and a Range Rover. How seedy can he be?
That's true.
Excuse
I
me,
shouldn't stereotype.
Mr. Lavish lifestyle.
So that's been Garrett's life for the past week or so that he's been sharing with us
Yeah,
in our group text message. Yeah.
And by proxy, our lives.
Yeah.
So we've been subjected to this,
which has been pretty fun.
So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do, but you guys will be notified.
Yeah,
once I make a decision.
Yeah. Anyways, Carbro's top tip.
If you have a BMW,
pick yourself up.
If anyone has a BMW they would like
Yeah.
to give me.
Yeah, if you've got something. Or if anyone has a transmission for a Range Rover,
Yeah.
you could get a domino
There could be
effect
something.
going.
Just real quick, update on selling the seats and the motorcycle.
Oh, stand by.
I have not sold either, but I have been gotten some sweet trade offers.
No.
Talking about transmissions, trading a 04 transmission for a Mercedes. Let's see.
Sometimes you just got to barter.
One guy offered me for the motorcycle a 15-foot trailer, double axle trailer. Just out of nowhere in my description do I mention I want a trailer or need a trailer.
I think you should have gone for that personally.
And then someone for the seats offered me a EJ25 built block.
Damn.
Just out of nowhere.
Block. At least it's the same.
You said yes, right?
I said no.
At least it's the same
No
type
chance.
of car.
Yeah. But apparently trading just random objects for other random objects
Yeah.
is the way of the future.
None of which are money.
Yeah.
It always seems weird when a lot of times I'll see cars for sale and be like trade only.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to do? Like,
Just keep it going.
okay, so I have a car and I want a different car, but I'm only like hoping for the slight chance that someone that has the car I want
Right.
will also want my car.
Which is usually a slightly better car than the car you're trying
right.
to trade for.
Instead of just fucking selling your car for what it's worth and getting the money and buying what you fucking want.
Right.
And not hoping that the person that owns the car you want also wants
Well, I
whatever
can
shit
contest
box you
that
have.
selling anything is very difficult on the
Yes.
internet.
Oh, I've
now.
learned that.
Yeah.
That's
Even
why
with a good ad.
I strictly buy.
Right.
Yeah, more of the
I buy and then I just let them rot in my
Yeah.
backyard so I don't have to sell them.
prefer to buy and then filter it into CarMax.
Yeah.
Just fucking let them deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Okay, so you thought this topic was dead.
We even declared it.
We
dead.
thought it was dead.
Keeps
About-
coming back from the grave.
I would say about a month or two ago. But I was recently walking to work and I was stopped in my tracks.
Yeah. Taken aback.
Yeah, taken aback by a car which I feel like we touched on, but I don't remember why we didn't bring it up. So I went ahead and made
Just to clarify, you're talking about the cobalt theory.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
the cobalt theory,
Which,
Yeah.
if you're not familiar, is originally is the idea that Garrett posited that the 2007, 2004
like 07 to 2010 or whatever it is.
Chevy Cobalt 4-door was the most uninteresting, unemotional, basically crappiest.
It's a mix of like not being fun,
yeah,
not being good,
just the worst car for an enthusiast. Zero redeeming value.
like not even like an ironic.
Yeah, not even
shitbox
not even that
value.
it's so bad
That it's like interesting.
that it's funny. Yeah, it's just it has no redeeming value, which was semi-trumped by the Nissan Versa.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's where we
Because
ended
I think
up.
we kind of determined that the Versa is actually a worse, like it has like worse build quality and
Yeah.
it's probably more likely to break down.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like even more
while
boring.
being like just as bland and uninteresting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess then what I have done is create an ad to compete for this car. Fake ad I just made about 10 minutes ago.
Which Garrett and I have not seen.
John and
He
Garrett
instructed
have
that we
not
cannot
seen
see
it. Yeah,
it
you guys
yet.
were not allowed to
until
see
this moment.
Yeah.
So here's the ad for
All right,
the
I'll bring it up right now.
This is the this is
Oh, okay.
I present to you the 2007 Hyundai Accent. Just fucking look at that thing, please. You give that.
It's pretty solid.
You take that in.
Damn. Okay.
Take that in for a minute.
Yeah.
So the question you have to ask yourself is: would you rather drive a Versa than this thing?
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't driven either, so I don't know. But I mean, I guess I have driven a Versa, and I know it sucks, and I know the transmission is like one of the worst things on this planet. So I would personally rather drive the Hyundai Accent.
Yeah, I think if anything, the accent is like, yeah, I drive a fucking Hyundai Accent.
I don't know.
You
Can
can
you
like
say
you can like
that?
throw that down
Can
as
you?
like,
Yeah.
okay, look, I'm a fucking pathetic loser.
You do see a ton of Nissan Versas on the road though, and you never see a Hyundai Accent.
This was
So,
You're
I mean,
talking to a guy who drives a fucking Hyundai Accent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take shit from you.
Like if you're at an event and they announce over the speakers, anyone driving the Hyundai Accent, you left your lights on.
Right.
Do you go and claim your car?
You just let that battery die.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So go ahead and Google 2007 Hyundai Accent.
All right.
The place where I would 100% just bow down is that they made a 3-door hatch, and that thing is so dumb looking that it's funny. Yeah, bring that. Oh yeah, there it is. Front and center. Now,
That's a cute little guy.
Yeah, it's like there's something there.
Okay.
Right? It's like that's embarrassingly bad, and thus makes the car interesting and funny.
Yeah,
I guess if there's
two-door
one
hatch.
thing I've kind of gathered from this experiment is that all these cars are come from the same era.
2007 was not good.
It was not a banner year.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and these came out in 07. This is like, oh yeah, Chevy Cobalt, eat this.
Yeah. What if this was like the
suck on
first
this.
brand new car you bought? Like, you bought a
Oh,
brand new car, and this is what you.
I'm sure that is true
It's
for a
been
lot
the
of
case.
people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who decided they just don't like cars.
A used Corolla just won't cut it.
Yeah, no, I'm going for this. Yeah. Would you rather have an 07 Hyundai Accent or like a 04 6 Series convertible? I guess that's the real.
Depends if I was responsible for keeping it on the road. Or not.
Yeah, that's the real question. Anyways, I saw this thing in person, not the 3-door, it was the 4-door, and I was like, this is so remarkably bland that I feel like the Versa was.
I would have to get behind the wheel and do a thorough road test. of
Yeah,
each
God, I
before can
really want to.
Someday. We
Can you imagine Versa versus Accent versus Cobalt? Like we do those like Top Gear 3-way things or something.
full fucking track test?
Oh fuck yeah, that'd be sweet. Okay. All right, moving on. I'd say undecided on that one.
Okay. We'll let that marinate.
Yeah, we'll call that neck and neck.
Mhm.
Still the Cobalt theory, but there are two new potentials.
A couple of the comments say it's like they knew the recession was coming. They're the fucking like doomsday preppers for the fucking economic fallout.
It comes with a pallet of canned beans. Fucking like shotgun. Oh man, that's pretty good. Okay, so here's a topic that I feel like we've kind of covered, and
We've probably covered every.
yeah, but it's just like, I guess the title of it is just like literally the lamest mods, and lamest because they are trying they're trying
Extremely.
they're trying and failing so badly at being performance oriented. And the one that I saw, they're kind of recent, I feel like, is bigger brake
Covers.
caliper
covers.
Right.
covers that you can put on like a single
You just
piston.
like snap it over.
I think I don't actually
A
know
lot of
how
them
they
like
work.
say like Corvette or something. on them.
Yeah, they're like oh, that's gold. Bring that up.
Damn, this is a big what if, like caliper covers versus caliper paint.
Oh,
which is right for you.
Yeah. What are you gonna? What direction you gonna go?
Yeah, like how pathetic do you want to be modifying your brakes without actually upgrading them? I got to go caliper paint.
Yeah.
That's way more dignified.
Yeah, I agree.
In my mind, because the covers is just like who like if you
Damn, we should have put some on the Fieri for.
yeah, that's true.
I don't think you
Damn.
can fit any. I don't think the wheels would allow it.
Yeah, we should have put some. Well, whatever. We talked about modifying
The wheels.
the wheels on the Fury. But yeah, it's just like I saw a few cars with these on it, and it was like, oh, dude, that is
Especially
just-
because it like that takes some fucking effort. It's not like you just like
Yeah.
stick that on.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
to take off your wheel and like fucking I don't know.
Apply it.
I'm
Who
sure it's
knows?
pretty easy to put on, but it's like
You still have to
you
like
fucking,
jack the car
that's like a
up and
mechanical
stuff.
like
thing.
yeah.
It's not some like fake vent you glued onto
yeah.
the side.
No, like it's my weekend project. Put some
Yeah.
caliper covers.
See
on.
those brakes? See those big brakes? Like
Yeah.
who?
It's big stoppers.
Damn, are those big brakes on your car?
Yeah, who the fuck is gonna? It's kind of like the BMW, like the fake M badge.
This is like tribute brakes.
like who's gonna fucking see that? I'm like, I'm into brakes.
Yeah.
I think I can like look at a rotor and see like what this
Yeah.
thing's packing. Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
hold
big
on.
shooter here.
Oh no, he fooled me.
Right.
Yeah.
I was fooled
I
by
thought he had
this,
some like AP racing carbon ceramic
by this,
fucking.
by this thing that doesn't even look like a fucking brake caliper.
I have this thing that will only impress people that are into cars, and it's totally fucking.
And
fake.
they'll know that it's fake. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I saw a Challenger or something with this on. I was like, damn, that's a pretty strong contestant
Awesome.
for
Awesome
like
is the word you're looking for.
the worst. It's just literally the most pathetic.
What about those with some like 22-inch rims with a lot of wheel gap?
Dude, the Challengers are like
Yeah.
They're up there.
there's big wheels on those
It's
things.
big boy.
Stock, yeah, some big boys. Yeah.
So this is sort of in the same category, although
Mhm.
a very different type of thing is. I knew these existed, but like recently I've seen like ads for like car shows, and it'll be like car trophies and like burnout contests, and it's like 2-step competition.
Oh, really?
And I'm just like,
That's a thing?
oh yeah, it's a fucking thing, bro.
So it's just like
Yeah, I found that too. When you Google 2-step competition,
what
you get a bunch of fucking dancing.
yeah, why don't you show
pictures.
people what's coming up?
Let me go,
So, like,
let me go back.
I-
This is-
I-
I have not heard of this, so this is what I found when I Googled it.
Mm-hmm.
Looks pretty sweet.
Two-step competition. Imagine the poor people who go to these car shows
Yeah.
expecting a dance-off.
Yeah, I'm sure they
I don't even know.
show up at fucking hot import nights.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't think we can play video on here, right?
We can. It'll just be annoying for everyone.
Well, I have
Yeah.
no problem with
Yeah.
I have no problem annoying people.
Yeah, so a 2-step, I guess, I was sort of aware, but it's basically was for drag racing.
Do it, John.
Like,
Play the video.
This is just an image.
I know, but find a video.
Find-
Yeah.
find it appropriate.
Well, the idea of them
is that you just like raise your rev limiter for a launch, where you like it.
it's a competition. Oh.
There you go.
What? Did you
What?
mute it?
It was muted for them already.
Oh, can we play it for that?
Yeah,
If you want. All
This
right.
is the whole thing.
All right.
Bro, this is about the same.
Jeez.
Yeah, hit it
This
right
is
now.
about hurting people's ears.
Yeah, turn down your volume.
Yeah, it might be. Let me turn down the volume. Be prepared.
Just let them deal with it.
Turn down for what? Oh, you don't have to start it. Makes noise if you want to see some two-step. That's right. Do what you do.
We should have tested this. I don't know what this is going to be.
Oh, God. Okay, that's enough. That might be like 30 seconds of dead time.
So I guess the original intention of these was for like launching.
It's launching a car.
Yeah, so
you
you can, like-
hold it.
Yeah.
It's basically like you hold it at an
raises your
RPM.
rev limiter above the
No,
Isn't that what it
it's if you want to hold it at like
red line, basically.
no, you wouldn't launch from red line. No, it's like you'd hold it at like whatever RPM, and you can the engine can be semi-loaded,
Right.
and so you can spool the turbo,
Right.
so you're not launching, because if you just rev a turbo car
Right.
in neutral, the turbo will do nothing.
Right.
So this kind of lets you
Build it up. a bit.
yeah, it lets the engine kind of be under load.
Right.
I'm not sure the mechanism of how they hold the RPM. It's like cutting spark or
Right,
something.
right.
But that's the idea, is that you're holding it sort of under
Right,
load.
right.
And then when you go to apply,
Then it goes to
when you let the clutch out or whatever, you're already like in boost.
Right, right.
And so you're launching into something like a all-wheel drive
right,
car or
right.
something
Yeah,
that's
like
a
most
shit
most
ton
of
of
like the actual,
traffic.
it's like Evos.
Yeah, or like a Skyline or
Yeah.
something. It's like they're pinning it already.
Right.
Then you let the clutch out.
So anyways, like
full power.
I guess you can just fucking put this on any car now.
Yeah,
it
you
seems
or
like
you
it- yeah.
or you can
Yeah.
You can put it on a fucking
just
Civic.
put it on a fucking D16.
So anyways, like I was just thinking, like not only that just fucking seems
yeah,
that just seems
pick
like
this apart.
that just seems like
Run this through your
about,
filter.
like about the worst thing you can do to a car. Like this thing was
Yeah.
just like
This
can you
is
imagine,
like,
or or like someone's selling their car. Oh yeah, there's a 2-step on it.
Yeah.
Never fucking abused.
Yeah,
Babied enthusiast.
On the list of things that would make you not want to buy someone's used car.
It has a 2-step.
2-step, original paint.
All service records.
Yeah, show me the 2-step.
I know with the Cobb access port that I have on the STI, you can engage like a launch mode that
hell
like you just
yeah.
hold down the accelerator and it'll hold it at whatever RPM you set it at. I don't know if it's a 2-step though.
Bro,
but
you better enable that.
I better check.
Next
I better
episode.
do some
get on that.
research.
I don't see how else they could do it.
We could post a little treat on Patreon. Doing
This-
some 2-step.
Yeah, this to me is
But as you can see, it's evolved from a non-function or from a functional, I guess,
To just a
modification
competition.
to just to fucking show off and make noise.
whatever the competition
I don't.
is.
How do you win? Is it just like who's louder or shoots more?
By a round of applause,
fire?
probably. I
If
think
you have
that's
to
the scale.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of this feels a lot to me like Stance.
Yeah,
It's like-
I think a lot of these.
There's some overlap.
Also, kind of cater to the.
Yeah, because
Where
it's
they do like the car limbo.
yeah, or it's basically like you've taken lowering a car, which is something that's like could be cool if done well or whatever. It's basically the engine equivalent to like stancing your car.
It's like putting cams.
It's like having a 2-step. yeah, lowering your car and then changing the cams.
Like, from my image of it, it's like, oh, like professional race cars have these, not like some dude's fucking like
Yeah.
Civic EX.
You know what I just realized is we need to put it on the Fieri.
Damn, if you could have had that at Exotics.
Fuck,
Yeah.
spitting like fire and exhaust valves. Fucking pieces of valve coming out.
Shooting some carbon buildup from like 20 years ago out the pipes.
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty bad.
In a good way, though.
I have to say, too, like, I'm not trying to offend anyone,
But,
but who enjoys the sound?
I don't know.
Like,
I love engines and cars.
Yeah.
But that does not.
Like, there
I'm
are
not like, oh hell yeah.
like we were at Exotics on Broadway, and there are people who are just like rev it,
Rev it, I don't
bounce
care.
it off,
Yeah.
like bounce it off the fuel cut.
Right.
It's like that has got to be one of the worst sounds to my ears.
Yeah.
Like when I hear people doing that, I cringe.
Although we used to do that in high school,
But we did it-
But that was more just like goose it. Like
We did it because
Yeah,
we didn't
that-
want to hear it.
that
We
was
just-
more of a
we just-
traditional.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we were saying like do a burnout, like
Yeah, like,
spin out and
get
cause
on
an
a little-
accident.
Yeah.
You
We're
know,
just
like,
like give it a little bit.
yeah, like we want to hear it a little bit.
These
but there
people
are
are
people
like
who
no,
are
like
stand
yeah.
on the like this.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people standing around to hear the competition. They want to hear it. They are choosing to be there. They're not just on their way to Chick-fil-A and they're not just crossing through the parking lot and accidentally subjected to this. It's like there's people who want to hear that sound. And that's pretty wild to me.
Song of my people.
Yeah, that's wild that there's people who enjoy the sound of that, who enjoy an
They
engine
probably like listen to it
just being
in their house.
Yeah.
on recording.
yeah, when it's like
Play it on their iPod.
yeah,
They
2
fall,
a.m.
fall
SoundCloud.
asleep to it.
Yeah, there's like 2 a.m. where like some people don't want to go to bed. There's some people just listening to
They use it as
Rev
their
limiter.
alarm in the morning.
yeah,
Oh, time to go to work.
the text message sound is rev limited 2-step or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. It's a thing though.
Yep.
God, I feel fucking old.
It's a,
I'd prefer the dance competition.
yeah, I fucking it's weird.
Bring up some of those dance. No,
Yeah. It's weird because so you hear all this stuff. We talked about this a little bit before, like how you like, oh, like the young people don't like cars anymore. Like,
Yeah.
all they want to do is be on their phones and play Fortnite, and they don't care about cars. They don't want their license.
yeah.
But then like you fucking see shit like this, and it's like, I'm the fucking old man. Like these
Yeah.
kids are fucking running.
yeah. Apparently they love cars.
Yeah. So,
They love all the things you can do with
yeah.
cars.
all the possibilities.
All the possibilities.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are even into driving.
Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to think too.
Maybe I don't know if maybe the numbers aren't bigger. It's just the people that are in it have more ways to express, more outlets to.
I don't know.
Share
This stuff,
their
this stuff
enthusiasm.
seems pretty big to me.
Yeah,
This-
it's just hard to tell like overall how big. It
Yeah,
is
what
versus-
is the like total number?
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, it's like cool, more people in the hobby, the better.
Right.
You know, it's like that can only be good.
Right.
Like the more people who actually care about cars, for
Unless you're
more
trying
than
to
just
find an
transportation.
unabused example of one of these cars for sale.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, it's like, is there anything about this that's like helping move the hobby forward. You know?
It's debatable.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised no one has included a factory two-step like Focus RS or something.
Yeah, they come close with like the.
I guess the launch
the
control.
backfires and shit they do, but it's not nearly.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I don't know if it actually gains boost
on the launch control.
on the launch
for
control
that.
on like cars.
Focus RS does have some kind of launch control.
Yeah.
Even the Type R did. Too,
Right.
I think
The Type R you
well.
just couldn't rev beyond.
It just like you could just set
something.
it, yeah, but it's front wheel drive, so it's still
Yeah.
it's not gonna like rip out of the hole.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of cars are starting to do that where they are rev limited in neutral. You just cannot rev them beyond like $3,000. I think the Type R is like that. I think you can't
Well, even the remember the rented.
Oh, yeah, the
V6
Mustang was like
we
that
tried
too,
to
huh?
actually do a neutral drop.
and it wouldn't let.
Yeah,
Well,
you-
that one was.
Oh yeah,
different.
that's a transmission.
that
thing.
you
Right,
could rev to like red
It
line,
just won't
Yeah.
let you put it in.
and then
Yeah.
we tried, and then we put it from neutral into drive, and it like
It has a lockout.
just like-
it like waited.
it's a slow letdown.
Yeah, it like controlled it. But no, like some cars, you cannot rev them in neutral. They just won't let you like.
Take it above something.
Yeah, I think the Type R is like that, and so every Type R exhaust video you
Right.
see, they'll just kind of like.
It's like,
vroom. It's like it's kind of like
It's not
sad.
super inspiring.
It's kind of sad
Yeah.
sounding. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a damage thing or if they're just being bros. This is not really a mod. It's kind of a mod. Speaking of sad mods,
Yeah.
baby on board stickers.
Yeah. You don't really see these much anymore, but you still see them occasionally. But I never got the point of them. Like, what
Yeah.
are you trying to signal
Steer
to
clear.
everyone? Yeah, like
and one of my
everyone's
s-
around
I've
you supposed to
reproduced-
suddenly be aware of you
Yeah.
and drive super carefully.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, oh my god, they got a baby on board. I better
Yeah.
like not, drive how I always drive, which
Yeah.
is not to get into an accident.
Yeah, right.
The funny thing is, like, now when you do see it, it's always like the asshole that's like, it's like a 2-lane road that's like coming down to 1 lane, and they're always like trying to speed around
like
everyone
being
to
all
like
aggressive.
cut someone off to get 2 spaces ahead.
Have you seen the license plate frames that say like the closer you get, the slower I
Oh
go?
yeah.
Yeah.
The same
fuck
kind of
is
Yeah,
that?
those
yeah.
are so.
That's like the
You-
ultimate.
it's like
fucking
you-
just like I'm a fucking
if you can
asshole.
read this, like back off and stuff like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's one thing. But
Well,
the
to
closer
me,
you get,
like-
I'm gonna the slower I go.
Well, I think to me, those ones just highlight how, like, remember in an early podcast, we were saying, like, people don't understand the fast lane
Right.
Yeah.
and that you don't get tailgated in the slow lane.
Right.
Yeah.
Those ones to me are just like, they're bought by people who don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, you tailgate me in the fast lane, I'm going to slow down. It's like, they don't get,
The rules of the road.
they don't get
it's
it.
just it's a weird fucking message to send. It's not. It's like I'm kind of aggressive, but I'm kind of a bitch too. Like what
Right,
are you
yeah.
what are you trying to project?
Yeah. Somebody in the.
I want you to know how I feel.
By the way, we didn't mention this before, but we kind of read the chat. But if you want to ask us a question or something that we'll either respond to or answer, go ahead and super chat us any amount of money. Or if you're just feeling generous, go ahead and super chat us. But I say that because someone just said baby on board stickers are there to alert emergency responders if a car's in a crash to look for a baby. I'm not sure if that's true, but I
Yeah.
feel like a huge ass.
Maybe that was the goal, but I don't think that's actually true. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Colin.
Yeah.
Dick.
Uh-huh.
We'd rather
Although
just.
that would maybe go back to the days before there was fucking like
But like,
Sparko fucking baby seats.
Yeah,
like
right.
I'm pretty sure like
Yeah.
if I got in a wreck, you'd fucking see the.
yeah.
It's like, oh, there's no kidding.
Let me just
Yeah,
counter
right.
that by 90% of the time. It's not like the person who has that little sticker when,
Yeah.
when their baby's not on board. It's not like they take it off. Like it's on their
Yeah.
car 100%.
I
of the
kind of want
time.
to put it on the truck now.
Yeah.
Drive around with that on it. See
Yeah.
if people like.
Fieri.
Yeah. Although if I get in an accident, they might be looking for.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Waste their time.
Yeah, they might waste
It's like
their
I already
time.
dropped my kid off as, I guess a baby you don't drop off at school, but
Yeah.
like daycare or something. But
You're in like a minor fender bender and you just get out and you like they're like searching the car. and
Yeah.
you're standing
Or
there. Oh,
I'm gonna be like bleeding out. And they're gonna be like searching for my newborn that doesn't exist. He didn't even have a seat.
said baby.
the
on
seat
board.
must have just flown out of the
Yeah.
window too.
Thank you for that, Smitty. Appreciate
What's up,
that.
Smitty?
Sup, Smitty. Sup.
That's a sweet name.
Yes, it's good. I hope that's his real name. Okay, so I don't really, I don't know how much like legs this is gonna have, so probably not any.
Like most things. We
Like
do.
most things I put on here, but people talk a lot about like 60s and 70s cars, and they'll be like the fins on those old Cadillacs or whatever. You know, they'll kind of be like, oh, like they were so beautiful, and like the design of those cars. And a lot of them really were.
Yeah.
Like they truly, I mean, 70s maybe not
They
a
worked
ton.
at the
It was
very
more
least.
like 50s.
They
I would say.
worked really hard to like differentiate.
Yeah, they were
Even
very
like year to fucking year. It's like, okay, it's
yeah.
all right, 1959 is over. 1960
Okay,
is
bigger
here,
fins
boys.
or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
you
What
know,
are we
it's like
doing?
they fucking retooled
Yeah.
like year to year.
That's the crazy thing. You can look at old cars and be like, oh, that's a 59 Chevy. Oh,
Right.
that's a 60 Chevy.
That's
Yeah.
a 67 and a
61.
half.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
for almost every fucking year, they looked at least
Something was
like
different.
30% different.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some reasons for that
Yeah.
and why that's hard to do these days, but it is a reality. But I was kind of thinking about like today. Well, I guess it makes me wonder, were people saying that when they were new? Were they
Yeah.
like, damn, that thing is beautiful, like brand new? I mean, they must have.
I would
Yeah.
assume so. Yeah.
And they just
I don't know if
keep-
they said it's
just keep
beautiful,
doing
but
it.
like they definitely
They're like,
noticed it.
look at that
commented
design.
on it.
Like they probably thought at the time thought it was a modern look.
Yeah,
Right.
sure. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
But do you really do that about cars anymore? Like, oh, the new,
Yeah.
the
Once I
new
saw those
Civic.
LED running lights.
Yeah, like, have you seen the new Civic? It's just
No, I
the
can't.
Gorgeous.
the
Yeah.
swoopy.
I can't really think. Yeah, I
It's
can't
like
really think of any.
Cars are attractive, but it's kind of rare that they're even that.
And especially
you know?
nowadays with how much media there is, almost exact. You've seen the car from every angle,
Right, that's true.
like well before you see it
Yeah.
in person.
Sup, Lena? Thanks for that.
Oh, so
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was thinking, this is gonna sound real dumb, but the new Accord I think is really attractive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I actually think it's a really attractive car, except from the back. It looks pretty dumb from the back. I don't know why they did that. But it's like this. It's still not beautiful. Like I wouldn't be like that is truly
stunning.
It's truly is remarkable. You know,
Looks sharp.
it's like yeah, it's sharp. That's
Yeah.
like a better way to put it.
I would say the new Miata MX-5 like RF is like borderline.
That's very specific.
Well, it has to be that specific. It's like there's just not.
RF. You said?
RF.
Yeah, the like fixed roof
Like, if
thingy.
you see that thing from like the back 3/4,
Yeah, pretty good.
That's a pretty like
Beautiful.
svelte.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Think
it's just
so.
it's just tiny.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look that much different than like a Jag.
I think they did a really good job with the front of the Miata.
Really, the front is like the part the headlights looked a little small. I like
Really?
those cars. That's actually one of the cars that I've like sort of been thinking of as like a cheap
Yeah.
because the early NDs are getting like pretty cheap now.
Getting
like
down there.
16, 17 grand. For,
This side profile looks like it totally reminds me of like a 300ZX.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
It's
a
got
little.
a bit of Del
It's
Sol.
a Targa. Yeah,
Del
it's a Targa top
Solish.
rather than a T top, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that front, like, click that first white picture down below. I just think when I've seen a few coming, especially when they don't have a front license plate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they pulled enough. Like, we're finally exiting the period of just like add a bunch of fucking body lines.
At least
Like-
Mazda has been pretty good in general.
Yeah, or it's just like
But-
it's restrained enough and simple enough where I see a few of these once in a while coming straight at me, and it's like it seems pretty
It
attractive.
just I like those things a lot. It's just for tall guys. They're just
yeah,
you can make it work, but you just
yeah.
never feel like
Right.
my car.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't need to fucking drive a Cadillac, but it's just
Yeah, you'd like to be able
anytime
to fit
you
in
get
it.
in a car and you're just like, oh, like my elbows are just like
This is-
constantly
A little
touching
cramped, yeah.
something.
This is kind of not cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like me driving the STI now with the freaking full
Yeah.
bucket seats,
yeah.
the roll cage.
Yeah.
I also feel like the F type is
Jag.
that the new Jag? Those are pretty good looking.
They look
Is-
pretty similar to that. Really.
It's not new, but
Yeah, it's a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean it's not the '60s one
F-type
or whatever.
coupe, whatever.
Yeah, I think those are. I think they are attractive, but when those were new, people were going a little.
They're like, oh my god.
They were getting a little too like
Yeah.
saucy. It's like this is such a
They still
beautiful.
those things always
design.
looked a lot like Aston Martin. At least
Yeah.
the back 3/4.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about
Most
them,
people
but,
would fucking probably mistake the two.
You think so? Yeah, they,
possibly, yeah.
They look good. I think they look good. The look is growing on me. I thought it was just kind of for as good as it looks.
That's definitely the best angle of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little generic at first, but they are growing on me. I kind of wonder how.
Don't they? They have 2 different engines in those, right?
Oh, they've got like 3.
Is there?
It's like a 6, an 8, a
Probably have like
supercharged
some
8.
gas like turbo.
Yeah, you can get like a
4.
turbo 3.
Because everyone was saying like the V8 exhaust sounds amazing, right? When those first came out.
They do. They
Yeah.
sound pretty
That's
good.
a V8. They all fucking sound good.
Right.
Yeah, they did some work on the exhaust tuning on that though.
Yeah.
They're pretty
It's got a
nice.
2-step.
Yeah, I'd put a
Way
2
factory equipped.
I'd do 2-step
Uh,
first.
First mod.
Yeah, first mod. Bring up XKR. What year? Lena says XKR. I'm only doing this because she donated.
What was that, like 2011?
She's got a track record for being wrong.
No.
Lord.
Oh, those, yeah.
Where's the soundboard? Hit that sad trombone. Yeah, that's all right. It's not bad. Post facelift. Now she's putting conditions on it.
The old vintage.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I think they're still out there, but it's like, it feels to me like I remember reading a press
C8
release.
sort of feels that way.
You think that's
it's
gonna
like
be
beautiful, not like traditionally beautiful, but you see
Yeah.
it, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you seen one in person though?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you have?
yeah, Monterey. Have you seen one?
Oh,
I didn't see one.
I could have sworn we saw one.
Really?
No.
Oh no, maybe I'm just thinking about the.
You're probably thinking
although,
of
like
you're probably thinking of the new Supra,
I saw a Supra,
which
driving
is
over there.
attractive.
Remember, I texted you that picture of the NSX. That
Yeah.
I saw, and like as I was taking that picture, a new Supra went by the other way, and I was
Oh,
like,
man.
wow, imagine
New Supra.
this is the greatest day of my life.
New yeah, both of them.
Yeah, the back of the new Supra is
It's hot.
kinda
Sharp.
there.
Every angle of the new Supra, bro. You're gonna
Nah,
come
the front-
around.
The front is fucking derpy.
No, you're coming around. It's gonna happen. I'll just start hating it, and then you'll I'll leave room for you to. Yeah. Yeah. I think I remember reading a press release for the new Fit, the new Honda Fit.
The one that the new, like the
Just the
one coming
current.
out,
No, just the current one.
'cause
When the current one.
the
was
new
made.
one is supposed to come out in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, the 2020. I'm curious to see what that'll look like. I hope it's. I'm not a big fan of the current one. I don't hate it,
Yeah.
but I actually desired the old one, and this one not so
big
much.
aspiration.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a fucking cheap car, I know someday. But I remember reading something. I don't remember who the spokesman was, but they were saying our main emphasis was to make it look new,
Right.
so that the old one would look old. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
fair enough.
That's kind of the mission of every car.
Yeah, the biggest thing that sells a car is like your old one's lame,
Right.
You know,
Out of style.
here's the new
Yesterday's
one.
news.
Yeah.
But it's like it feels like they essentially drive for new and fresh over attractive.
Have they shown what it's going to look like yet?
I'm talking about the current one.
Oh, okay.
This was when the current one came out, 2016 or whatever
Right.
that was.
15, yeah.
And they were just like,
Well, what's even worse is when they do like a mid-size, like the Camaro, when they do like, okay, this car's been out for 3 years.
Mhm.
We're not like building a new one, but we need to change. Like,
Yeah.
we need to change something. So like,
yeah,
all right, so working within this design, what can you do
Yeah.
to make this look different?
the
On a budget, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's
the
what-
Camaro is the funniest one.
Can you like change the grill a little bit?
I think I saw a new Camaro and it was reasonable
2020. Well, there's like
because they changed it and then they changed it really quick.
But it's like, yeah, they changed it, but there's also like the different models all have different.
Oh, do they?
Like the SS looks the worst.
Because I see some of them and I'm like, that's just genuinely unattractive.
Yeah.
Like they truly went backwards. But it's funny because
Yeah, I think it was the
usually
2019 SS
Was the
one that,
baddest-
like, fucked up
the baddest.
badly, yeah.
yeah, I've seen a couple of them where I've just been like, yeah, that I don't know what you were going for, but you goofed.
But it's like, but you can tell when you look at those that the 2016 is like that. This is what
They wanted.
this is what
Yeah.
they had in mind when they designed the car.
Yeah, it seems
from the
like
bottom. Okay, we gotta change this up, boys.
Well, that kind of just goes full circle because we talked about the 50 cars that changed every year.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
now we're saying they
but
do
that,
that
but,
Well,
today.
but
that
none
was
of those
like-
looked like they fucking did like
Yeah,
they
the-
changed like
they changed
yeah
metal.
like
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Like-
the the undercarriage and the
Exactly.
engine would be the same, but
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
they would change like every fucking panel on the car,
Yeah.
so maybe for like the roof,
Like they are
Right.
stamping new steel
Right.
on that thing.
like-
Yeah, that was wild.
yeah.
BMW does, for all the shit we give them, they do a pretty good job of the mid-cycle refresh
Mhm.
to where it'll be like, oh, those are just way better. Like the early ones were dumb. I mean, I think what they do is kind of like what you're saying. They originally designed the Camaro 2016 or whatever. It's
Right.
like, this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And then they changed it. With BMW, I feel like they
plan.
design the mid-cycle
And then,
one
take a
and
step
then
back.
Take a
step
few
it
step
back.
backs, yeah.
It's like, can we put like halogen bulbs in this just to
Can we like cut power by 20%?
yeah, just like shame everyone
Mhm.
because almost every time they refresh it, it's like fucking finally there's the
The
like
good version, yeah.
there's the headlights
The
and
real
taillights that it like
Mhm.
should have come with. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, beautiful cars. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it exists.
Mhm.
I mean, there's room for it. It's like, when's the last time a car came out that you truly thought was
I remember
like
when
a breathtaking
I remember when the
design?
2014 Mazda 6 came out.
Yeah.
Going back to Mazda, like I remember thinking like, holy shit, that's a fucking like beautiful car for like
Yeah.
a mid-size
Yeah.
sedan.
That thing was a pretty big deal. I also thought the new Mustang, when the new
Oh,
Mustang came out,
the
The
15.
2015?
yeah, and it was
I
like
liked that a lot.
they finally dropped. I mean, now it's so common. It's like, yeah, whatever, it's a Mustang.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, okay, fair enough. Fucking went for
Yeah,
it.
these things don't. That thing doesn't look as special nowadays. But I remember like when it came out, I was like, God damn, like,
Yeah,
that's a fucking Mazda 6.
damn.
Looks sharp.
That's
that kind of looks like a concept.
that looks a little.
It's got some like 22s.
that
in
looks a
it.
little concepty.
Yeah,
But maybe not.
yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's got the look of a concept.
Mhm.
Okay. What else we got here? Did we come to a conclusion on that?
Beauty is in the eye of the
I'm trying to log it in
beholder.
the minutes.
Yeah.
Cars
Cars were
generally
deemed beautiful.
cars generally not pretty anymore. Okay. So
Damn, i3.
pushing an hour. I know. Shit. Let's get i3s.
Yeah, one of the things that I was looking at, they have the i3s,
Yeah.
which is like the
Slightly
slightly
faster.
enthusiast-oriented model.
Yeah.
And you can see on the picture that John has up right there.
That's an
Oh,
S.
let me
It,
switch back
it
to
has like these little
yeah.
like baby fender
Mhm.
flares on
Mhm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
little wide body
And
kit.
like
tough.
if you look, it has like wider tires, and I think the backs are like 195
Ooh.
versus 175.
Damn.
I think it's
Yeah,
like
those
just,
things
Just
have-
the rears are 195.
yeah,
It's a staggered.
It's a staggered.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay.
it's a performance
Yeah.
car.
It's a BMW, bro.
It's got like 195, 50, 20s.
Yeah.
in the
I
back.
put two-step on that all day. on the range extender motor.
yeah.
Two-step on that like one cylinder, like 0.7 liter or whatever that thing is. Okay. When people, this is kind of a, hate to get all negative.
Wouldn't be
Hate
the
to bring
first
down the.
Some people do this. We're not gonna name names, but some authors of certain magazines.
No, it's not. It's not even that. It's more like just like comment sections and forums and stuff. When
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
talking about new cars,
right.
there'll always be like some guy that's like, I don't know. He'll probably be driving just some old generic car,
Yeah.
and they'll be talking about whichever company, Volkswagen, Mazda, whatever. And some guy will just be like, I would buy the, if they sold the Mazda 6 wagon here with all-wheel drive and a stick, like, I'd fucking buy that thing
Yeah.
immediately.
I'd buy it right now.
Yeah, they'd be like, I have like the cash waiting.
Yeah.
And like most of the time, I think they're talking out of their fucking ass.
of course they are.
But some part of me like always wants to like make an account and be like, oh, hey, this is a Jim from Mazda USA. Like, I've got a connection. Like, I can talk to the people in Japan.
If
and
you're willing to set a deposit.
yeah, it's like we can special order one and get you like
Yeah.
it'll
We
be
can make that happen.
It'll be $32,000 plus tax. Like we can get you one
Yeah.
right now.
Why don't you go ahead and connect me with the account?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
It's
can
like
wire me.
send me a deposit. We'll
Yeah.
set up finance.
If
And
you-
he'd be like, I mean, like maybe like in 2 years, I'm looking to get out of my lease.
I've got some business deals going right now. I need to stay cash
So I was like,
liquid.
I would buy that if you could get that with a leather and a sunroof, but they just don't.
Yeah. I think we touched on this. I was thinking about it in the original, the 1,000,000th subscriber episode where like that
fake-
the Ferrari didn't come with a stick, so I'm just gonna keep driving my Integra.
Oh, yeah.
like that's kind of the extreme.
It's just when I would buy I would send in the deposit like
Yeah.
right now.
If only they would make this in a 4-door instead of 2. This like $60,000 car. No, you fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, I always fantasize about making some fake account. Like, okay, like I've
Yeah.
got a connection at BMW. We
Yeah.
can
this is
We can
such and
work this
such.
out.
I'm
Like,
like head of supplying.
I can get you a Golf R wagon. Like I can get you one into the States.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like we've got one. If you can show demand,
Yeah.
if you can put a deposit down right now,
Yeah, I can get it for you.
$12,000 deposit. Maybe it gives you the money. That might not be too bad. What I thought you were talking about is when people say, they'll be like, oh, like there was this like something on eBay that someone bought. Like,
If only I saw this sooner.
if only I had seen this like low mileage ZR1.
Yeah,
that
I
was
would've
like a
bought it.
smoking deal. I totally would have bought this thing.
Yeah, there's always just a lot of
Shut the
talk about
fuck up.
people buying cars that they would never
Spending
actually
big
buy.
money on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that didn't get as negative. You just take that down in the minutes.
Yeah.
People on forums full of shit.
Talking out of their ass.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Is there an action item you should attach to your name on that one? Yeah. Okay. Final car topic. This could be a new.
This is a pretty BMW heavy.
That's
episode.
true. I was gonna say this could be a new like Cobalt theory.
Uh-oh.
What was the other thing that we needed to come up with a name for?
I can't remember.
Ah, shit.
Damn.
Never mind. Edit that out.
Go check the minutes of that.
Fuck. Who's got the minutes from 52? There is something else. Oh, well. Is there a more generic car than
The BMW E30.
the
Yeah.
E30?
Just the E30 or E30 M3?
No, just the E30.
Just the E30.
Just
not
the
even not even the
E30.
M3 because the M3 is expensive. I mean, like
Right.
you need a substantial amount of
Money.
cash to get an E30.
Is that the
M3.
BMW from the movie with Dustin Hoffman? The one, Mrs. Robinson. What's that movie? Graduate?
No, that's a fucking like Alfa Romeo, like
He dri-
60s.
No, he drives a BMW.
That movie. Oh, but yeah, but you're talking.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
He drives what, like a 1600? No, we're talking about like 80s.
All right.
Yeah, the four headlight, whatever,
It's just-
80s one.
Bro, you don't know what a fucking E30 looks like.
No, I do, but I just don't know what the one from The Graduate looks like.
Maybe you're not a generic car guy, John.
I guess not. All right, I can't find it.
It's coming up with like graduate rebate or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
The graduate BMW.
Graduate
Moving
look.
on. I'll keep
Yeah,
working
this
on
is a
this.
John just
strong
goofed
one.
on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg on my face.
Anyways, yeah, you goofed pretty hard there. I would say the only answer I can think of to that. Well, you're talking about cars that people own.
Yeah, I'm just talking
Not
about
like ones they're
I'm just talking about
into.
like a car that someone buys. Like, I'm a car. Like, I need some car guy cred. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really like I'm not like a muscle car guy or I'm a import
Yeah.
guy. It's like I'm just an enthusiast.
E30. I would say
Like I watch F1 on the weekends, and
honestly, I'd say Miata's pretty high up there
Yeah.
too.
they're
Like
both.
that one. It has to be something where they can
Although
like
I would say the Miata is probably a little more like real world, like proven.
yeah.
Not like just like
E30
more.
is
Yeah. I feel like E30s. Like I got a little E30. I tinker around with,
competent. Yeah.
which I like E30s, but it feels like, are you a car guy?
Yeah.
Buy an E30.
Yeah. Lena said WRX.
Yeah. At one point, I'd say that crowd has kind of evolved.
That's more
Yeah.
like that has moved on.
That's more like your Panda Express, like
yeah.
paycheck.
It's
It's funding the WRX. Like,
oh
like when you get that tuner bug.
yeah. WRX is pretty fashionable.
The E30 is kind of a more like I'm cultured. It's kind of like
They would like look down their nose at a WRX.
right. It's like
or
it's like
something.
a poor man's like air cooled Porsche.
Yeah, I was gonna say air cooled 911 if we weren't talking about cars people actually owned.
Yeah.
Although in that
Like,
case,
have you driven an E30? The steering feel.
yeah, I'd almost say 911 is
Yeah,
up
just-
there
yeah,
too.
just
It's
those-
just a higher
It's
tier.
Yeah.
It's a higher barrier to entry.
Um,
Like any of us could go buy an E30 tomorrow and be like, yeah, I've got an E30.
Yeah,
to play
right.
around with.
M5. I can't think of a more street cred car, honestly, than E39 M5. I happen to love the car, but
And
it's like there's very few people who dislike those cars, who genuinely are just
Hate
like, I do not like the E39 M5. It's pretty high on the cred. It's mostly why I keep it. That's why I don't even drive it.
Uh-huh.
I just post about it. Okay. And finally,
Winding down.
I'm pretty sure we fucking talked about this. Like,
Oh, we talk about
We're bringing it back.
every
Update.
podcast. Captive audience.
this is the Popeyes chicken
Sandwich.
This may not surprise you, but we went to Popeyes yesterday for lunch.
We took a break from cutting together the Monterey video.
And spoiler alert, the chicken sandwich is still unavailable.
Coming soon.
It's coming soon.
They have it on the menu just with a big coming soon plastered over it.
We don't need to talk about this whole debacle. My whole thing is just like, what are they doing behind the
Yeah.
scenes? Like, what are they retooling? The like bun
they're on the
stamper.
blower with China.
Yeah, they're
Or they need to
redesigning.
order like 10 billion fucking buns.
Like what? It's a bun.
They're doing some
and a
fucking
chicken.
negotiation.
Yeah. They're fucking like they're dealer of what? Like lettuce. It's like it's the bomb list on this
You make fucking
sandwich.
chicken's your goddamn name.
It's like,
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Well,
What?
we really screwed the pooch on
Like,
this one.
what is the industrial machine that's spooling up for 2 fucking months,
Yeah.
apparently, to supply a couple thousand restaurants with a product they came out
They probably
with?
thought about it, but then they realized the effect it would have on the climate.
Yeah.
They saw the climate protests, like, oh, we can't ramp up production. for
I
chicken
was
sandwich.
thinking it'd be like 2 things would be funny. One is if they just like it never came back. It just, like,
Just slowly goes
it
away.
is
I do
like-
like how they keep it on their menu. They're like,
Right.
remember?
It's
Yeah.
front and center.
Yeah,
and
don't
it takes
forget.
up a whole
Yeah,
like
don't
section
forget.
of
The whole
the-
panel.
That's like a quarter of the menu.
Yeah.
It's like, remember a few months ago we tried to
Hey, this was a big deal.
we fucking face planted.
No one actually tasted the damn thing.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't make more than 20 of them, apparently. Fuck. The other thing I think would be funny is if they came back with it. It's like, all right, we've got it. And it's just like a mess again.
Oh yeah.
And they have to
I feel like it's either going to be that. It's either no one's going to care or it's going to be a total fucking mess.
they
again.
have to pull it again.
It's like, oh crap.
It's not. I know it's not just gonna be like, oh, it's back, and you can just go casually get it.
Yeah, oh, it's fine. Yeah.
It's either gonna
that'd
be like
funny.
no
It
one
was like-
fucking cares.
It was
or,
like 3x the line. They have to like close stores.
fucking
and-
like bored up.
yeah, they just go out of business somehow. They fucking oh,
McDonald's like buys them out.
man. Yeah, it's so wild. It's like every restaurant has a chicken sandwich. Like, what the fuck is going
Yeah,
on
it's,
with
it's
this?
too tough. I really hope like a year from now there's like a Netflix documentary about this
Yeah.
whole like backstory.
Yeah, there's some
what
like
happened, what went wrong.
yeah, it's like jaw rules
Yeah.
involved somehow. He did like a big chicken investment and like bankrupted it or something. Oh fuck. Okay, well, solid place to stop.
Got that off my chest.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so
we should hit up Popeyes after this.
yeah, we should go.
Sounds good.
Popeyes dinner. If anyone wants to come to Popeye, come on down. Okay, so just a reminder: next podcast will be Sunday, November 3rd at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Be
I may or
there.
may not have a new car to talk about.
Garrett, well, yeah. The topics.
A new BMW.
Yeah,
Topics
I'll
will
be
be
talking
lit.
about my 2003 5 Series
Yeah.
on blogs.
Yeah. Next Monday, if you are a patron or were part of our Kickstarter, we are 98% sure we're going to have the Monterey video for you, the documentary for you guys. And then 1 week after that, everyone else will have access to it. So
Yeah, I know a few people have kind of pointed out that, like, dude, you guys got to hurry on that. Like, people are making, there's like other videos have popped up
Yeah,
showing
some
the car,
other YouTube videos.
which they have. It's cool to see, but I think ours
Yeah.
is definitely going to give, like,
yeah,
obviously,
they,
like, it's a fucking deep dive.
yeah, the reason it was
Right,
there
right,
and
the
stuff
whole,
like that.
We go, like, way back to the beginning and
Yeah,
follow,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the whole story. So
The
I
history
think
of-
it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, the history of it. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah, hopefully you will. We enjoyed making it. So, anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you to our patrons. We really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys. Truly, it is because of our patrons that we're kind of able to. It may not look like it, but it feels like we're kind of maturing into something different than what we were before this podcast and the patrons.
Definitely.
Because now we're starting to have some financial backing and we can start planning bigger things. So thank you guys for that. It really means a lot. And thank you for the rest of you who are here live. That's a lot of fun. Thanks for taking time out of your evening. And thank you to everyone else who is listening to this
All right.
on your commute.
Mm-hmm.
See you guys next
Have a good
time.
week.
Hope you enjoyed.
See ya.
Bye-bye.